'cause I belong to you, and I'll always be around when I need some loving, baby, and I'll never let you down, let you down, let you down. I'm your song, and you're playing all my melodies. There's no one else, 'cause baby, we got chemistry. You give me feelings that I never knew. This heart of mine will always and forever belong to you. You and me were meant to be as one. The universe has known it all along. Maybe this is where our story starts. Maybe it was written in the stars, written in the stars. You will be forever, yeah. You will be written in the stars. You will be forever, yeah. You will be. Take me to your heart, take me to your soul, never drawn apart, 'cause I belong to you. Be my guiding star, 'cause I need your loving, baby, and never let me down, let me down, let me down. I'm your song, and you're playing all my melodies. There's no one else, 'cause baby, we got chemistry. You gave me feelings that I never knew. This heart of mine will always and forever belong to you. You and me were meant to be as one. The universe has known it all along. Maybe this is where our story starts. Maybe it was written in the stars, written in the stars. You will be forever, yeah. You will be written in the stars. You will be forever, yeah. You will be written in the stars. You will be forever, yeah. You will be written in the stars. You will be forever, yeah. You will be written in the stars.
Actually think of me as less than you. Just wish that I knew how something like that could happen. Maybe it's just in passing, 'cause nothing is everlasting, no. But like really though, how do you know that I can overcome all of the obstacles? She just looked me in the eyes, said it's gonna be alright, 'cause I know that's how it goes. The only thing we know is that we change. Nothing's ever gonna stay the same forever, forever. No, it won't, 'cause no one ever does. You just have to learn to trust whenever. As blue as the sky above you, it's true that it won't end this way. If you lose and get sad about it, just know it's gonna go away. It doesn't make sense that somebody else got all of the praise when you did that we change. Nothing's ever gonna stay the same forever. No, it won't, 'cause no one ever does. You just have to learn to trust whenever. As blue as the sky above you, it's true that it won't end this way. If you lose, then get sad about it. Just know it's gonna go away. As blue as the sky above you, it's true that it won't end this way. If you lose, then get sad about it. Just know it's gonna go away. I'm telling you that there ain't no other way. Pack your bags and then you will go away. I'm not gonna be begging you to stay. Said maybe if you asked me yesterday, I would handle this differently. Things are different, I'm a new me. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So even if you're asking, even if you're asking, 'cause I do what I do, and it's time for something new, yeah. Gotta know when to let go, gotta know when to let go, gotta know when to let go. Sometimes giving up can make you grow, can make you grow, can make you grow. Don't wanna be stuck in a spot, telling you it ain't what I got. Don't wanna be stuck in a spot, 'cause I don't really like what I got. So I change it, bit by bit. It's not ungrateful, just being helpful for me and you. 'Cause we gotta go our own way, gotta go our own way, yeah. This was not a good stay, gotta go our own way. 'Cause I do what I do, and it's time for something new, yeah. Gotta know when to let go, gotta know when to let go, gotta know when to let go. Sometimes giving up can make you grow, can make you grow, can make you grow. I don't appreciate the chase. Now there's nothing here for me, yeah. I gotta go, I'll fly away to a new space. You know, I don't appreciate the chase. Now there's nothing here for me, yeah. I gotta go, I'll fly away to a new space. 'Cause gotta know when to let go, gotta know when to let go, gotta know when to let go. Sometimes giving up can make you grow, can make you grow, can make you grow.
Hello, welcome to the Mature Topics Podcast. This is episode 9. The show has been going so well thus far. We're coming off of a very, very powerful show last week. We had the amazing Don Trotter. She did an excellent job. And this week we got an action-packed show for you once again. So I just want to salute the Mature Topics Podcast group, everyone in there. we stormed past 100 group members last week, so now we're approaching 200, or we're about to crush 200 as well. So definitely hit the link in the description to join the Mature Topics podcast group if you haven't done that already. Another thing I'd like to say, this show we here every week, every Thursday. This is the ninth episode. But if you want to see the show grow and do bigger things, definitely take time to support the show. You can hit the Cash App. You can see it on the bottom right corner of the screen. $ Koron Pierre, right? You can also hit the PayPal link in the description of this video, and you can also support by being an affiliate. So I just want to start off by showing the people how you can support the show. Now tonight we definitely got an amazing show for you. As you can see at the top right corner of the screen, the first topic that we're going to be talking about tonight is whether or not cheating is a mistake, and that's going to be really intriguing. I'm curious to hear what the people have to say, whether or not how you regard cheating. The second topic is, this is a curveball wildcat topic, right? I kind of was doing some research, think about some cool things we can add to this week's show, and then I seen this term relationship anarchy. It's very new, so if you never heard of it, it's okay. We're going to unpack exactly what relationship anarchy is, and the question I'm asking, is it the better choice? Because on this show we talk a lot about our relationships and options when it comes to relationships. We had shows based on relationships. The dating market suck. Why does it suck? How to help match people, get people together. We even had a show on monogamy. Well, not monogamy, but dating for love versus dating for purpose, right? We also did a show like that as well, and we found that in America, we date for love, and we haven't had much success. 50% plus divorce rate, people not even choosing to be married, a lot of infidelity out there. So I'm wanting to know if relationship anarchy is the better choice. So I will unpack that. But first, I want to get back to the first topic. This is the featured topic tonight. So if you are listening to uh, me talk right now, please click the link. And I want to have a conversation. This show is a people's podcast. It's my job to come and sort of moderate and give context to the topics, come up with some good topics and things like that. Look for experts in the community and interview them. But definitely, if you are watching the show, feel free to click the link and join the panel. This is an open panel discussion. In fact, let me change this banner. So yeah, all you have to do is click the link. It's in the description, okay? I'm also going to put it in the comments in a second. So I want to unpack some things because I'm Mr. Unpack, okay? I like to get to the bottom of different topics and different things. So I'm going to share my screen. So let's add it to the stream. Pow. All right. So we have here mistake. So sometimes when we do the Mature Topic podcast, I like to give context. I like to see exactly how words are defined, because a lot of times people like to, take advantage of word terms and make it fit their own sort of style and ideology. So, but I want to talk about a mistake, right? So as you can see, this is Merriam-Webster, my go-to dictionary. Now, if you go to another dictionary, they may give another definition. So this is what a mistake is, right? So I used to, before I even get into this, I used to have the perspective that cheating cannot be a mistake, and I still feel that way, but I just want to touch on what a mistake is, right? So is does cheating fall under any of these? Let's look at cheating and see if it falls under any of these terms. So the first one is blunder in the choice of, and to give an example, mistook her way in the mistook her way in the dark, right? Now, because it's dark, right? Because of the circumstance, right? That's why that blunder was made. So she couldn't see, so she went the wrong way. We know that cheating is not something that you are ignorant to, right? It's something that you know the consequences of. So if we were to use the transitive verb first definition of what a mistake is, cheating technically does not fall under that description, right? Okay, cool. So let's get to the second one, right? Now, does cheating fall under this context? To misunderstand the meaning or intention of, misinterpret. Don't mistake me. I mean exactly what I said. No, cheating doesn't fit in that definition. Let's see. Um, 2B. To make a wrong judgment of the character or ability of. Example, the army's leaders mistook the strength of the enemy. So once again, like cheating doesn't fit in these um definitions, right? If you say that cheating is a mistake, because we know what infidelity is, right? And I get into the types of infidelity later. But if you just joined the YouTube stream, this is an open panel discussion tonight. We have two amazing topics. The first topic we're talking about is cheating is not a mistake, or we're asking the question rather, is cheating a mistake, right? Um, I personally do feel as though cheating is not a mistake based off of a lot of different reasons. And hopefully we can definitely get into it. So definitely click that link and get your butt up on here if you have some thoughts on this, right? Okay, so look at the third definition, right? When we talk about cheating and it being a mistake. To identify wrongly confused with another. So no, you don't do that when you cheat, right? Now as an intransitive verb, right? Without an object, to be wrong. Now, someone may argue that cheating is the wrong thing to do, or it is wrong. So I mean, by default, if you get into a marriage or a committed relationship, that cheating is just not the way to go, right? So you mistook when you thought I laughed at you, right? Once again, cheating doesn't fall within that range, right? Because it's not something that is sort of misunderstood in that way. Cheating is an action that you take knowingly, knowing the consequences, knowing what's going to happen, right? So let's look at the entry two of two, Merriam-Webster's mistake, right? So cheating, a wrong judgment, misunderstanding, right? Now some people might try to put cheating under this umbrella, a wrong judgment, and possibly, but when they put misunderstanding, no, because you understood the consequence. See, I'm trying to be objective. I'm trying to give the cheater the wiggle room to make a mistake, right? But check out the second entry in the second definition, right? It says a wrong action or statement proceeding from faulty judgment, inadequate knowledge, or inattention. So once again, cheating doesn't fall within that. Uh oh, we got Kimmy in the building. Hello, Kimmy.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not much, not much. Right now, it's just me and you. Right now, Launch is getting ready to jump on the stream. So
All
what
right,
I'm doing right now is I'm breaking down the definition of what a mistake is,
right.
because we're going to talk about cheating being a mistake, right? We need to really get to the bottom of what a mistake is. And based on what I read thus far, you honestly could make an argument that cheating is not a mistake, because when you go through all of these things, a blunder, the misunderstand the meaning or attention, um, wrong judgment of the character or ability, right, to identify wrongly, cheating doesn't really fit within those definitions, because we know what cheating is. We know what the result is going to
Mm-hmm.
be, right? We like, so I don't know. I mean, what are your thoughts on cheating being a mistake? Is it a mistake, or is it something other than a mistake?
No, it can't be a mistake because you don't. I mean, truthfully, you don't even need the definition. You know what I mean? And we know that because it's not something that you accidentally do. It's a well thought out thing for the most part. You're meeting
Right.
up with a person, you're going to the person's house or going out somewhere with the person. And even emotional cheating is not a mistake either because you know, especially if you like someone physically already, you know what it can lead to if you continue to talk to a person. So nah, it can't be no mistake. This is well thought out. You know what you're doing. You may not have wanted to do it and you just couldn't stop yourself from being tempted and continuing to fall into the temptation, but
Right.
definitely not a mistake.
Right. Right. And salute to Launch Pro. She just joined us. What's up,
Hey,
Launch?
hey, what's going on, guys?
So
Hey,
yeah.
Kimmy.
So Launch, we was just going through, because Kemi just made a great point. That we don't even have to go to the definition of mistake. You know what it is? I just want to prove myself wrong. So
Right.
I was trying to find a wiggle room because Launch, I went to Launch like yesterday. I said, I don't know, Launch. I might have to change my mind on this mistake thing. And Launch was like, what? I'm like, yeah, because I read a definition on dictionary.com. It kind of gives a different definition, but it's kind of similar. So I don't know. I don't think it's a mistake. What say you, Launch? What you think?
Well, I mean, according to the definition, um, to make a wrong judgment of the character or ability of,
Mm-hmm.
to blunder in the choice of,
Mm-hmm. Like, but you see the sentence, the example,
mistook
mistook
her.
away.
Yeah.
See, because it's not a lack of
That's,
knowledge.
yeah, it is not a lack of knowledge.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not a
To
lack of
mistake
knowledge.
me, I mean exactly what I said. To misinterpret.
Hmm.
And the army's leader mistook the strength of the enemy, so underestimated this strength
Right.
in that way. And
Mm-hmm.
well, then to identify wrongly confusing. Well,
Mm-hmm.
according to this, with now that I've read it again, now it says a wrong judgment,
But
but
no, but it's a
misunderstanding.
misunderstanding, though.
Nah,
That's
man,
yeah.
cheating is not a mistake.
No.
It wouldn't be deemed a mistake. It would be a deliberate choice that was made. It's a bad choice, but
Right. It's
it's
a bad
not
choice.
like it was a choice that was made um
Out of any ignorance,
blindly or ignorant. Yeah, any ignorant.
inadequate knowledge, right?
Hmm.
Faulty judgment based on that. So I was hoping that some of the people in the group would chime in because there were some people that said yes.
Hmm.
And I really want to get their perspective because, you know, I know people have used that as an excuse in the past to sort of, downplay the act.
I
Like,
feel
oh,
like
it's
it
just a
can be a
mistake.
mistake in the fact that 'cause some people could say they didn't mean for it to happen. And I actually can believe that. I can believe they didn't mean for it to happen or for mean for it to go that far. You
Mhm.
know, sometimes you could, especially when things are going so good or whatever, sometimes you can get really caught up and was like, damn, I didn't expect it to be this. So I can kind of understand that
Right.
maybe and why they're saying it like to be a mistake because sometimes although we have the dictionary definition here, there are a lot
Mhm.
of words that we use and speaking, you know what I
Right.
mean, that is not all when we use it is not always exactly how the dictionary defines it to be used, you know what I mean, but we use it
Yeah.
anyway, you know.
Mhm.
So I think a mistake in that way, as in they didn't mean for it to happen, mistake, I could believe that. However, is it a mistake? No, because you knew it was happening and at some point you could have stopped. You just chose not to.
Yeah. Um, in terms of them, I'm not meaning for it to happen. I'm tough on cheaters, man.
Me too.
Because
Hmm.
you know why? Because I think that it goes back to people. Um, well, it depends. Like I say, it's two reasons why people cheat typically. Is to establish some sort of connection, or they just, are promiscuous and they just want to have, they're disguising their true intentions in a monogamous relationship, right?
Hmm.
So, with that being stated, it's kind of hard for me to to accept that you didn't mean for it to happen, when we all know, unless you're like some sort of celebrity, the connection doesn't just happen like that, because you can turn a person off. So you're
Mhm.
going out of your way to make this connection, or to cross certain boundaries to get a person open in that way to take you in. So I hear what you're saying. I'm not saying that it's not genuine for a person who would take that stance. I'm just personally, I probably 9 times out of 10, or even 9.9 times out of 10, I'm probably not going to buy that, because you knew what you were doing. And I'm writing a book on this infidelity stuff. So this is why I keep like going back to cheating and monogamy and things like that, because I've done a lot of research on it. And
Mhm.
I just think that it's time for people to wake up. And based on our second topic that we're going to be talking about tonight, it's a wild card curveball, where it talks about uh, hold on, let me put it up on the screen. It talks about this whole concept of relationship anarchy. And I asked a question: is it the better choice? And the reason why I even went there is because we've done plenty of shows talking about dating, how dating sucks, and how even when we did the arranged marriage versus the love uh relationships, right? We shitted on love relationships. So I'm asking this really, hey, maybe we should try relationship anarchy, but we're gonna get into that, right? I'm gonna stay with cheating for a little bit and see. Hopefully, we can get some of these group members in here that just they're chatty patties. They like to chat. They need to come on the panel, or at least come in the YouTube chat. You don't have to join the panel, but I definitely want to know like why they take this stance of cheating being a mistake. Um, and and I want to also know, like, is it that maybe these people? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to prejudge them. I just feel like maybe they were cheaters in the past, and they sort of use that excuse. I made a mistake, but no. From a man's perspective, right? You know, when a man is into a woman and that's his wife, I'm not saying that you won't have a man who won't, seek attention from the opposite sex, especially if he gains some sort of status or something like that. He gains some sort of something happens, and now he becomes more valued. Um, then maybe he might go outside of his relationship, so to speak. But typically, when a man has his mind made up, that's it. Like it's no it's no going back on that. What about from a woman's perspective? I'm not saying any of you two cheated before, but
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure you know some females that may have, stepped out. Like what is the thought processes there? Is it that, a woman, what, she just one day she's not, she just stopped being faithful to her husband? Like how does that, from a woman's perspective, how does that happen?
That cheats or cheated.
Hmm. You said say it the first part you said? I think she's breaking up. Now, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she chipped out.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back
Oh,
now.
okay.
Perfect.
I was gonna say I have friends who, girlfriends who have cheated or is cheating currently. I'm
Uh-oh,
sorry.
let's not put them on blast.
I'm not. Don't nobody know what I'm talking about. But I'm saying the point is, what my one friend was saying to me was that um there's no real rhyme or reason. It's not that I don't think it has to be that the person is unhappy or your partner's not doing anything for you. You just see something else that you like and you go for it. But for some reason, it could be selfish reason. You don't want to let go of the other thing that you have. So
Mhm.
selfishly, you just want to do both and then hope that everyone is either okay with it or no one catches you doing it because they're not okay with it. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
Right.
it's not, it has nothing to do with Anything else really is just selfish. You just want something else, and you just, not everyone like locks in like that. A lot of people think that they want that monogamy,
Mm-hmm.
and they think that they're able to lock in until something else crosses their path, but then they feel so bad for like being disloyal, but they
Right.
can't fight the urge that's within themselves, or they can't not be true to themselves, which is not monogamy, whatever it is. I don't want to say polyamory or whatever, because it may not be that, but it could just be not monogamy. They just, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Mhm.
especially if they were with the person for a long time, it's like, damn, okay, I see something else and I want to go get it, but this person has been doing X, Y, and Z for me, or just have been there for me for X amount of time, and I just can't. They may not really want to hurt that person, or be disloyal, or break the bond that they have with that person because they like keeping that person around. So it's really all, most of the time, selfish reasons.
Yeah. I'm not the churchy type. No offense to people who are, but I'm not here to tell people that they should be monogamous. I'm here to tell people that you should live in your truth.
Right.
That's what I'm for, all across
Mhm.
the board. So if monogamy is something you want, go for monogamy. If monogamy is not what you seek, if you seek polyamory, or if you seek to be uh, a relationship anarchy, right? That's a whole nother thing. If you want that, go for that. Don't. But I do hear what you're saying, because that's part of what I was saying. The second reason why people cheat is I mean, you have promiscuous people, and they're trying to change because they feel like it's immature, or they feel as though they're getting older, they want to get married, they want to have kids, and
Hmm.
they don't really know about these consensual non-monogamous relationships, polyamory. They don't really know about the other lifestyles that is actually growing, even though these alternate relationship styles in America, for the most part, only constitute like less than 5% of relationships, right?
Hmm.
But it's a growing trend, and I'm wondering if this trend can help us have better relationships, because now people are going in their lanes that what they want to be in. You know what I'm saying? So, Lance, you got anything you want to say about that from the female perspective?
Yeah, so I know of women who have cheated on their husbands, and in one such case, the person indicated that they were just not the spouse wasn't meeting their needs in the
Mm,
relationship, and they became distant, barely saw each other as their schedules conflicted, so no one was really in the house at the same time. And someone else just gave her emotional attention, and emotions grew to let's meet up.
Hmm.
And then one thing led to another. And she ended up having a full blown side piece, while she was married. And
right.
um, not too long after being married in the first place, did this happen.
Mm.
So, you know, it's
So it sounds like she cheated to establish connection.
yes.
Cause all right, so look, I got this study that they did on 500 heterosexual individuals, right? And they were asking them questions about why did they cheat, and they uncovered like 8 main reasons why a cheater would cheat. Falling out of love is the first one. That to me is not a mistake. The second reason is for variety, right? That to me is not a mistake. The third one, feeling neglected. Now, I think feeling neglected, someone can argue that because they feel neglected, that's the reason why it was a mistake. They felt like they could get whatever attention or thing that they need. But even still, like feeling neglected once again, I mean, my thing would be, why not just go to your spouse and just say, hey, I'm feeling neglected, right? Why would you use that as an excuse to then step out of your relationship, right? Another thing they said, situational forces. And basically what it says is not every act of infidelity is premeditated and driven by dissatisfaction with the current relationship. 70% of the participants noted that factors of the situation were key reasons why they cheated. Maybe they were drinking in some other way thrown into an opportunity they didn't anticipate. More men recognize this motive as a reason for cheating than women. So I love this excuse because, a man would say, would try to, use that excuse where it's like, oh, it just happened. Like, it just, I just magically, the bedroom door opened and I just, I was drinking, right? I was on drugs and I just, I woke up, right? And part of that is opportunistic infidelity, which is um a reason why more women are beginning to cheat because women have more opportunity now than in the past because a lot more women are working, and the workplace and like school education places are the number one places people cheat, right? But once again, I can't deem that as a mistake because that if you're in a club or if you're at a work engagement and you're having too much to drink and now you're sitting there with one of your coworkers or someone from opposite sex, that I mean it's going to go down. You're still putting yourself in that position, so I can't give you that out. The other ones is to boost self-esteem, not a mistake. Out of anger, not a mistake. One thing, Launch knows this. We try not to make permanent decisions or decisions. Period. When we're angry, because when we're angry, it's never going to be the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never. Do not make decisions when you're angry. So that's not a mistake. The seventh is not feeling committed, not a mistake. And then the last one, because of sexual desire, which
Right.
goes back to the whole promiscuity reason for. So I just don't, based on these 8 reasons, right? And I'm not saying these are the only reasons why people cheat, but based on these 8 reasons, I can't give them an out. I can't give them an out. It's like it's deliberate, right? When you make a mistake, it's like it's not really intentional or it's based on some lack of knowledge. So we just gotta we just gotta grow up, man, and really think about our actions and the consequences of our actions, right? I'm trying to find grace and I can't.
There is none.
I'm trying, no, when I say grace, not to excuse the cheating, but to see how maybe it's a mistake. Um, I know for me personally, like I I'm not on a superstar level. So, I understand like a lot of the NBA guys, I mean, they have women that are just throwing it at them. I mean, like literally, like everywhere they go is just women there. And the women in the bed type thing, launch is back. That's a real scenario. And even them, I'm not giving them the excuse too. But to say that for them to say that they made a mistake, I can sort of kind of give them 2% maybe understanding, but even still you still put yourself in the situation to step outside of your relationship. There's boundaries, there's things that I mean, why put yourself in a place where that this opportunistic encounter can happen? So I don't know. I guess it's not a mistake, man. Where are the people that said this was a mistake? Where they at, Launch?
Listen, they're hiding. Because like there were a lot of people that in the group said cheating is a mistake. I want to pull up some of the comments actually. Hold
Want
on
me
one
to share
second.
it up on the screen, or you want to just read them?
You could do either or. I was just gonna read them.
Okay, you can read them. While you reading them, I'm gonna see if I can pull them up.
So, um, Okay, so one of our members in the Mature Topics podcast Facebook group said, his name is Alan Schneider. He says, yes, it's a mistake. If not, it's worse than a mistake. Granny and Dawn says, it is a mistake. Trav is like, he said, unless you slip on a banana peel and fall into some, you know what, or you're a woman, accidentally fall doing a split onto a, you know what, it is not a mistake.
Well, we know Trav stands because Trav said that last week. Trav is like part of the reason why we did this topic. No, it wasn't last week. It was the show before that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did Dawn comment? Was that Dawn you said? The first one?
Yes. Yeah, she did. She did say that, cheating is a mistake. And then she's like, I guess we got a hot debate on Thursday.
Yeah, where are you? We need these people because I'm willing to learn today. I don't believe it was a mistake. So that's why also like I don't believe that I could forgive it, because I know it's not a mistake. And then how could I trust you to not do it again in the future?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it kind of just destroys the relationship, you know.
Yeah.
Like those pillars, remember those pillars I put up there?
The relationship pillars, yeah.
It was like truth,
Honesty.
honesty, all that, right?
Yeah.
And it's like just literally wipes 3 of those pillars out, just like that.
Right.
Just like that. So yeah, we can't rock with that.
That's a fact.
So what I'm willing to do, if you guys have nothing else to say on this topic, I'm willing to move to the next topic, and we can always return back to this topic, especially if we get people that say, that cheating is a mistake. I'm curious to see what they got to say. If you want, we can move on to the relationship anarchy.
I'm definitely interested in discussing this topic here. Relationship anarchy. What is that?
So I know you probably never heard of it before. It's a very new term. I'm gonna put some on the screen so we could read together and see exactly what it is. Let's see. Bow. Okay. So relationship anarchy, right? Let me scroll down. So relationship anarchy is a style of interreliance built on choice rather than social expectations and externally imposed obligations, right? So here's guy's example of this person. I guess we could read her example. It says, when I meet a new person, I don't have predetermined slots of how they fit into my life. It can evolve on its own, not necessarily influenced by the relationships I already have. It's not just about my closest relationships, but how I interact with all humans. So it's like this style of relationships is like a revolutionary way of having relationships with people. So instead of it's like divorcing any role, any expectation, right? Any title. So even polyamory goes against this. Even polygamy, right? It's about we know anarchy is like anti-establishment, control, authority, going against authority, right? So relationship anarchy is the same way. It's like we don't want to be married, we don't want to be called boyfriend, girlfriend, we don't want to be called polyamorous, we don't want to have no expectations. We want this to be spontaneous, right? We want this to be whatever free flowing type of thing it can be without any restrictions or titles. Right. So this is what, and then the lady who put this together, who who coined this, is a lady. Her name is Andy Nordgreen, and she wrote the manifesto. I actually got the manifesto here. So this is the manifesto. Love is abundant and every relationship is unique. And it says relationship anarchy questions the idea that love is a limited resource, that it can only be real if restricted to a couple. You have the capacity to love more than one person and in one relationship. And the love felt for that person does not have to diminish the love felt for another. Don't rank and compare and um it says, hold on, don't rank and compare people and relationships. Cherish the individual and your connection to them. One person in your life does not need to be named primary for the relationship to be real. Each relationship is independent and a relationship between autonomous individuals, right? And I'm
Mhm.
not gonna read it all, but it's kind of like I said, free flowing, devoid of titles, devoid of responsibility, or just any like type of obligation, right? Just let it flow until it doesn't, kind of, right? And it
Mhm.
has a bunch of, this is a whole nother thing, this heterosexism thing. I don't want to get into that. But it's yeah, it's just some free flowing stuff. And yeah, I'll put the link in the description, anybody who wants to actually go through all of this. But and based on what we talked about, launch, like we talked about arranged marriage and love marriages, and we said that love marriages don't work, or they are you know they leave you at a disadvantage, because at least in America we don't have the standards that Indians have with their arranged marriage, right?
Mhm.
So what do you think? Do you think that for those who, I'm gonna say, for those who may struggle with these love relationships, do you think that this is an alternative or a better choice? Like, what is your thoughts on that?
I think people are already doing this. They're already, having sexual relationships with people and clearly defining their own terms of just going with the flow. You have something called friends with benefits. That is my perspective on the situation, which already falls in line with relationship anarchy. Um, it's non-committal. You can pretty much flow how you want, where you want, when you want. So I think we already have this.
You think that we already have this?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I mean, well, technically, friends with benefits, like I told you, it would not fall under it because it's a title. So they are
But
devoid of
so okay, but relationship anarchy, they will call themselves relationship anarchists, which is a title.
right. That's the contradiction. We definitely
So
pointed that out.
regardless that
That
right.
is a contradiction.
So that is a huge contradiction. So again, like there is a title with that.
So look, you see here,
Dummies.
be with
Like it's
you, right?
called relationship anarchist. Like people, and that's my frustration. Like people are always trying to carve their own individual niche and
Right. But
and
look, but
start a
look though.
movement.
It says relationship anarchy is the application of anarchist principles to intimate relationships. It values include autonomy and see that anti-hierarchical practices. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Lack of state control, anti-normativity, and community interdependence. RA is explicitly anti. Oh, say that for me. I, I'm about to butcher that. I don't want to butcher it. What is it? You
What?
see it?
Hold on a second.
Amma.
Amateur
Yeah. Okay. And anti.
anti mononormative.
Right. And it's commonly, but not always, non-monogamous. Right. So it could be monogamous, but it's no title. This is distinct from polyamory, solo poly, swinging, and other forms of dating, which may include structures such as Emma, the word you just said it, hierarchy of intimate relationships, and autonomy limiting rules. It's also been interpreted as a new paradigm in which closeness and autonomy are no longer considered dilemmas with a relationship. So you see the standard stuff there? They're
This
saying
is this is just annoying to me. I'm not even gonna lie to you because it says that this is a popularized term in her
that
2012 Tumblr essay. Like,
yeah,
so
this
because
lady right here, Andy.
It's just basically defining, like Lon said, what everyone is already doing. They just
They're putting
defined it
word
already.
to it. Like
That's
my
all. It's just they
problem
didn't
is
have a
that,
word for it before, and now they're saying, yeah, that's
oh
what it
my
is. I'm just
God.
an
But then
anarchist,
here
which,
we go with another movement. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Oh, I'm a relationship anarchist. And then now it's like
Mhm.
thousands, it's a legion of people, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? Trying to create some sort of significance over something that they are already naturally doing. Like people literally are already doing this.
I think they're just titling it now, which is a contradiction, so that they can have
Right.
some type of
Oh
validation
my,
for their
that's what I'm
fuckery.
saying for their, you're
That's
right. That's what I'm
that's one thing I
saying.
give you.
That's
Yes.
what
Give
The
it
you
is.
that.
validation, Kimmy.
I give you that. That's
The
a
Like,
good
girl, you
point.
knew I was
validation
a relationship
to the
anarchist when you
F.
met me.
That's a great point.
Yes.
Like once you put the title relationship anarchist on it, you're now giving it
It's a thing, right?
It's a
becomes
thing
Now
now.
you're not
It
so quote unquote weird, or now you're not so
weird.
different, or what's wrong with you is, nah,
Right.
I'm a relationship anarchist. You knew that. I don't want to do nothing. I go with the flow. I don't want to, yeah.
Exactly.
But they saying
Exactly.
that shit already.
And
it's a great
people and
point.
people are impressionable
Hmm.
and people are sheep. So
Yes.
then they start, falling in line with this. And
Right.
Hmm.
suddenly now, like, the fabric, here's yet another knife tearing the fabric of what we should be focused on, which
Hmm.
is, you know what I'm saying? Like joining forces, being honest with each other, and
Hmm.
possibly, like establishing whole families. Like, what happened to the family unit, man?
Right.
Mm,
And that's the thing. I feel like people, they make the word relationship or the title of relationship such a bad thing now, as if it means that you're tied down and stuck. It's not even about that. It's not more so about sex and love, because yes, those are the great parts of the relationship. But as Launch is saying, it's a family unit, it's a business, it's a generational thing that we're doing here. You know what I mean? It's more than
No,
just, oh, I don't want to be stuck to one girl. It's mad bad bitches out there. Like, what are you talking?
we
Y'all
we
like
are we are literally,
stupid. Hmm.
destroying the motif of the family unit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
good
what did
point.
Tupac said? What did Tupac say? He said, uh, like something along the lines of a whole generation of men who hate the ladies who make the babies.
Hmm.
Yeah. Something like that. Yeah.
Um, I feel as though this kind of falls in line with it. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever happened to
Hmm.
these the culture where it was popular to stand, in, in in a desert somewhere begging for your woman to come back to your life because she so happened to be gone for 1 hour. You know what I'm saying? Like that Drew Hill song. Um, we don't find that anymore. Now it's like there's an attack on women. You know what I'm saying? There's an attack on men too from our side,
Hmm.
and now you have like these little daggers, like, oh, relationship anarchy, and I'm an anarchist. I'm a love anarchist. You know
But
what I'm saying?
launch, I'm gonna be the objective pushback guy. But I don't want to have a family. I want to live my life. And you told me 2 weeks ago that love marriages fail. So I don't want to be a part of your failing system. I don't want to be another statistic. I want to be out here doing what I'm doing with each individual person, separate from separating each individual experience that I come into contact with. So I don't care if
Okay, but I
you're
think that's fine though, because I feel like not everyone is going to align with the idea of anything, of anything, like, you know what I mean, whether the idea is good, whether the idea of building a generational whatever the word I keep looking for that I can't think of, whatever, what that idea sounds great, but not everyone has to align with it, and that's
yeah,
okay. But I
yeah.
feel like there's it's more than just some people who are like, nah, I just want to, do that, like, because I feel like, how do I explain it, there's just so many people attaching themselves to this RA terminology
Hmm.
um without a rhyme or reason, like Lon said, because people are sheep.
They
So
are.
I don't think they're doing it because they're like, nah, I don't align with it. I feel like Niggas don't even know what they want to be aligned with. That's really the thing. And I think they're just like, well, I'm gonna just go with this. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just tired of America, yo.
Yeah, no,
Mm.
I agree. Wherever you going, I'm coming with you.
Like, it's making me, overwhelmed. Like, topics like this, and Karan knows that. Like,
Mm.
I literally get overwhelmed, and I'm like, can we just leave? You know what I'm saying? Because it's
Hey, hey, this is America, right? This is what happens when they finally start, giving the equality that they promised.
Yeah, but see,
Um,
and then this is the what we said last week. Everything is a free for all. Everything is a
yeah,
free
that's
for
what it's going to
all.
lead to. Yeah.
I honestly feel like it's an illusion, yo. I honestly feel as if this is an illusion, and people really don't have freedom. You
Hmm.
know, we don't, because
That
we're
might be a good
here.
future show
So
topic.
so
Hold
so
on.
in essence, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, let them fight over these factions. It's like the movie Divergence.
Mhm.
Um, like there's a faction everywhere. Everyone has their own faction, and they're just warring with each other. But there's this over in this particular society, there's this overarching supreme power that's calling the shots. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if we're relationship anarchists, if we are autosexuals. Now that's the thing.
Oh,
Okay. At the
God.
end of the day, Biden, right, involved himself in war with Ukraine. And none of the factions that we have, influenced that executive decision. So I honestly feel as though it's all like a distraction. It's a distraction, and I'm just kind of fed up with all of these, like, I'm this, I'm that, and then giving a name to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, once you name something, it now takes on a life of its own. There's
Yeah.
some things where it's like, okay, you know what? We all have idiosyncrasies. We all have, like, these weird complexities. Human
Mm.
beings can be weird. You got people that scratch their butt and sniff it. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
What, yo?
No, I'm
well,
being honest. No,
we
let
are
me finish.
animals.
All I'm saying is, you know, um, to then, like, created it. Who knows? Nancy Polymer in 2022 could literally dime, create a name and dime what it is to scratch your ass and sniff it. And now you have a whole bunch of people that are like, yeah, I do that too, like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like on a Monday night, I do that, like, and I get off
Yeah.
in it. And then now it's like, it becomes
Validated.
a movement. It's validated.
Mhm.
The craziness is validated. That's
For
what I'm
lunch,
Yeah.
saying.
for lunch, we have greater success than your love marriages, yo. What's up?
What do you mean,
We
though?
never fail. No, I know. I came. I don't think he was on that show when we did the.
Yeah, you. So
'Cause-
basically, we were talking about, like, the success of love marriages
versus
versus arranged
Oh
marriages,
no, it was purpose. It was dating for
dating
purpose.
for
Really,
purpose, right? Which is essentially a form of dating for purpose, can be found in arranged marriages, where
right?
they date for social and economic mobility.
Hmm.
Um, and so essentially, Quran is playing devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of, like, love marriages. When we looked at the statistics, the divorce rates are high, as opposed to, but the framework
Yeah,
perspective,
Kemi, I was the
Quran.
only one saying that. Yeah, I believe in love marriage. I was the only one saying I believe in love. They was killing me, all of them.
Hmm.
Neek, Jerry, they was coming for my head. I was like, man.
Hmm.
So now I'm flipping it on them. So now, hey, we have this anarchy thing, man. What's up?
Nah, this anarchy. Actually, I can't even say. You want to know why? Because it's fuckery.
Like I
That's
said,
why.
people are already doing this. They already fall in line with
No,
people who,
lunch. We don't want the friends with benefits title. Don't put us in the box.
No, but it is
and you
because a
see,
part of the.
but that is the mania that I'm talking about, because people always want to other themselves. They always want to find some type of, no, I'm not this. But in fact, yes, you are. You are that. Like, you're already doing this. Friends with benefits is a relationship anarchist based on what you described.
Yeah.
And to say
Right.
that there are no
Technically, it would be
titles,
that. It would be that if you just took away the title,
no,
it would
because
look
a
very
relationship
similar.
anarchist is a
Is a
title.
title.
No, I'm just saying, let's
Anyway,
say if you just wanted to be like, all right, let's not call it that, but let's just do it. It kind of would be that. So I'm
But
like,
some
actually
people
agreeing
don't
with you.
even call it that for real. It's the people on the outside looking in, just saying, "Okay, y'all friends with benefits," but they don't even really say it. They're just doing their own thing, or maybe it's the
exactly.
one
People
person doing their own thing, and the other person don't even freaking know or want to do that thing.
Great points, man. I'm trying to get some relationship anarchists on the show,
I'm
man.
gonna be honest with
I know
you.
it's only 5 of them in the world,
This
but you know.
topic is causing me to have contractions. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm crying, not
I
the baby upset.
I sat here and I had four just now, just like talking about this.
You
Like
see,
it's
you
just
upsetting the king. Come on, we got to move on from this.
So we're
He's already
concluding that.
upset, and he's not even in the world. Can you imagine? This is insanity.
my poor baby. Lord. Like that's why I get so overwhelmed because I'm like he's coming into this world and it's filled with so
Yes,
much confusion. You
please
know what I'm
brace
saying?
yourself.
And just like I just feel like I have to shelter him.
Don
And
says
that is,
hi.
hey,
Oh
Dawn.
God.
And
I
that
just
is the
now
thing. It
noticed
is
that.
confusion. That's what it is. I feel like all of these factions, as you said, is just confusing. Confusion. It's
Right.
confusion. That's it. And
That's a
everyone wants to be
fact.
so individualistic, but
Yes.
in the attempt to become individualistic, you're becoming a follower because you're following whatever.
Yes.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's
Yes.
all contradictory. It's
Yes.
all confusing,
Yes.
and it all just needs to stop. Like you don't have to title everything. You don't have to. Truth. You know what? Anyway.
Like people are like, for example, autosexual, right? Like autosexual to be in love with self. And this woman actually came out and said, I am an autosexual. And
Okay.
how she performs that is she looks at herself in the mirror and she actually makes out with her reflection. Now, people will sit up there and say, oh, you're a narcissist, right? Like, is
Mm-hmm.
that not the description of someone who is vain? You know,
Mm-hmm.
vain with self? But no, like, it's not that. It's no, I'm just in love. I'm romantically in love with myself.
Yep,
Now,
and it's okay.
and it's okay. And it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. It's okay for me to be uh to look at myself as I mean, to be
But
in love
isn't
with
that just
yourself.
asexual? Isn't that just asexual? Wasn't
No,
that what
that's
that is?
autosexual. Nope. Nope.
Ain't asexual? Doesn't that mean the same thing?
Asexuality means that you're not attracted to anybody. Like you just don't have any sexual impulses.
Oh yeah,
You're
yeah,
kind of
you're
just
right.
there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Um
you're
and
right.
even that is fluid because sometimes even, you know, like typical, I guess, sexual people, not atypical, but typical sexual people um will go through asexual phases. You know what I'm saying? So even that is like fluid too. You know what I mean? But autosexuality is essentially when you are in love with self. You want to have a romantic relationship with
With yourself,
self.
copy.
Okay? And to me that's insanity. Like that is
Hey,
insanity.
easy. Hey, listen, this is
I'm not
America.
listen. It's insanity
Be
to me.
whatever you want to
And I'm
be.
going to speak my mind because guess what? In America, I have rights to freedom of speech.
And
That
that's
is
okay, honey.
insanity.
That is okay.
That's the problem that I have too,
Mm-hmm.
because it's freedom, but then Koran feels like he has to say, hey, we're in America where it's freedom.
And
Okay,
do you
and I'm
see
free
that?
to,
You
like,
see
it's
how he has to
crazy.
shut you. Yeah, he has to shut you up. But let
Yes,
the relationship anarchist or whoever else, whatever, I ain't gonna get specific, come in here and say something. It's all right. We can't shut them up. But
we
it's like
can't shut them up. They
we
must
have
have
to
the
be
freedom
shut
of
up.
speech.
Like,
But for
mm,
me to say that autosexuality is insanity. It is
mhm.
insane to look at your reflection and say, I'm romantically in love with myself. Are you kidding me?
So
I mean, we all,
is autosexuality, is it a is it really like a thing where you're just into yourself, or is it just a practice of masturbation?
I mean, my whole thing is this, right? My problem, again, when I listened to the CNN interview, right? The woman described herself as an ace, as I'm sorry, as an autosexual, indicating that she was romantically in love with herself.
Oh, okay.
It's
Oh,
not
okay.
just because heterosexual people uh self pleasure, right?
Okay.
Um bisexual people self pleasure. Human beings self pleasure. Babies self pleasure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Hello.
but check
It's
this out. It
actually
says
it's mhm.
some people, the criticism and controversy. Some people, for religious or personal reasons, disapprove of autoeroticism on moral grounds. For example, masturbation is considered a sin by the Roman Catholic Church, which is crazy, but I don't want to get into that. Teaching adolescents about masturbation remains controversial in some parts of the world. For example, Bill Clinton. Da 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 da. Okay, you know what? It seems like this wiki needs to be,
It needs to evolve because they're
yeah, it needs to
talking
be
about
updated. Mhm.
autoeroticism and the practice of a type of practice of autoeroticism is
Right.
masturbation. It's not
Right.
defining what autosexuality is.
Copy, copy. Okay. I never really heard of that term like that before, so that's
It's a
interesting.
new term and it's picking up steam. Like this is what I'm saying. Like we're at the
So
helm of
so are we saying as people in America or Americans that we want to put limits on people? We want to
my thing is America has become a melting pot of insanity where everything is validated.
Mhm.
Somebody could literally say, I'm a lizard. Okay. I am a
Mhm.
lizard. And now that, even that, they have a word for it. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but I think it's like trans animalism or something to that effect, where
do I
they
pull that
believe that
over?
they are animals.
Oh Lord.
Um,
You really pulling them out today, lunch.
all
Trans
I'm saying
animal.
is, it's just where does the slippery slope stop? Like I'm kind of fed up. Like I'm fed up now, you
Do
know?
you think that, and I was gonna say this for a future show, do you think that America can survive being a free for all, being that
No.
technically we don't have a nation in history that is like this. This is like the probably one of the most unique nations from that standpoint of liberty, freedom to be what you want for all type of ideology. Um, it's interesting to me. Like I don't know if it could really survive. You know, and we're gonna dig deeper into that with that whole the show that we're gonna do about the social decay. Um, what was it? Moral decay. I got it written
Yeah,
down.
the moral decay of society. Well, the thing is that in America, it's very individualistic,
Uh
right?
huh.
Everyone is an individual. Even in the midst of having factions, you know what I'm saying? You have the individual right and freedom to join whatever movement or to start whatever movement you desire to, as long as it's within the law of don't kill anyone, don't steal from someone. You know what I'm saying? Like practicality of like law and order as defined by if you kill someone, you will be prosecuted, right? Not all murder cases are solved. Not every murderer is prosecuted, but we have certain legal guidelines. Outside of that, though, it's not illegal to believe that you are a lizard, right? And then create a movement or a social club with other people who truly believe that they are lizards, and then create a name for it and then a movement, and now you're marching for rights because you're a lizard. Like that's just where I'm coming from. That's not illegal. Why? Because America is based on individualism and it supports that, right? Now, is that sustainable for a country? I truly believe that in America, all of these factions, the
Mhm.
idea of individualism and the expression of individualism is the chewing cud of the elites. Okay, it's the chewing cud of the elites, those
Your
who
words.
actually have power. Why is that? Because realistically speaking, it's all a distraction. At the top is lonely. It's lonely at the top. You know what I'm saying? That's where the
Conspiracy theory
control.
launch.
I'm sorry?
Conspiracy theory launch. Go ahead. I ain't mad at it.
I am not. See, why do you fall in line with these people who have to call
I'm
something a
joking. I'm
thing?
joking.
And then what ends up happening is the connotation is taken out of context. I'm not
Mhm.
speaking on conspiracy. I'm just saying, like, it is not the masses of people that have the power and control unless they unify, right? And
No,
and
that's
and
not happening.
and create a movement. And you know what I'm saying? But overall, again, like I said
Especially in
previously,
America with all these different relationship
US
anarchy.
taxpayers did not influence Biden to get involved with Ukraine. That had nothing to that was an executive decision. You know what I'm saying? So like there's levels to it.
He wanted
What
to siphon off some of their citizens.
Salute, Sherry. How's it going?
Hey Sherry. Yeah, so that's pretty much my thing. Like I just personally do not think that it's really an issue for America to survive in the first place, because I feel like it's designed to give people this false sense of individualism and this false sense of freedom, when in fact that's not really the case here. It's all a distraction. Whereas
Distraction for what?
it's just citizen distraction that purports this idea that America is the land of the free, when realistically speaking, in some cases it's just not. There
So
is
like
law and
Chad,
order. There
like
is
Chad
what I'm
said,
saying is there's law and order. There
this
really is law and order. That's what I'm saying. You know what
country
I'm
is
saying?
doomed.
There's a
Wait,
government. There is
hold
a
on.
government that's
You said
governing the citizens. Like it's not like America is this free for all as far as law and order is concerned, where you could do whatever you want. Well, technically, a citizen cannot just, go into a store and bust out the windows and think that that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, it's not.
right.
So it's an illusion. What I'm saying is like this free for all aspect is an illusion that constitutes what America really, like the branding of America. Oh, it's the land of the free. It's
So,
really not though. It's all
well, no,
like,
you gotta have money to pay to be here. So if you ain't got no money, ain't nothing free. No, that's the illusion that you think you could get stuff free here. But my thing is, um, are you saying though that so we need to take away these civil liberties? We need to tell people to not be who they want to be. Is that
I
what
feel
we're?
as though America needs to address the mental health crisis, if I could be completely frank with you.
Oh wow.
And they will not. And they will not, because it costs too much money.
Mm-hmm.
It costs too much money to really get the citizens in alignment. We just went through an entire pandemic where everyone was sequestered for the most part, or for 2 years straight, scared straight out of their wits. Okay. And no type of psychological resources available en masse.
Okay.
What about the homeless shelters, where people who need assistance, people who need, mental health counseling, are not receiving those resources because it's just too expensive. Mental health is not something that is important here in America, especially with the fact that for the most part it was stigmatized. You understand? So I feel as though America, the chickens are coming home to roost now. Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Where how long can you really sequester people who need help, who need psychological help? Because if you, again, I'm going back to this, if you as a human being are going to look at yourself and say, I am a reptile. And then therefore change your face. You think I'm making this up? Go
No,
online and look
but we're
this
talking
up.
about
No,
baby.
I know exactly the
Change
man you're
your
talking.
face.
But we're talking
Switch your
about
tongue.
relationship, baby. We're talking about relationship anarchy. Let's not talk about the reptiles right
No, 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 no. No, you know that we were not just speaking about
now. No,
relationship
I'm saying, but
anarchy. You
I
also know
understand the
how the
reptile.
conversation evolved. So what I'm
No,
saying is
okay, go ahead, baby.
the conversation evolved beyond that. Did it not, Kimmy?
You
It
did.
did, but I want to get back to the anarchy because I don't want to. I'm not
But you
saying a
gotta let her
person.
finish her thought at least.
I go ahead, babe. Go ahead.
No, because he's scared. Okay.
I'm not scared of nobody. I always want the smoke, but I'm just
No, you
saying
don't
that
want the smoke.
I'm a relationship anarchist, and I feel as though
You're
I
not
don't
though.
have.
You're not.
No, I'm speaking because if we don't have no one on here, so I gotta be the representative for that small. It's only five of them, so I gotta represent the five.
You want to be the sixth member
No,
of
I
this
don't.
crazy madness?
I definitely don't. But I just want to say that I don't got mental health issues. I just like who I like, and I
Well,
don't want
Well,
you,
I am not.
Lunchroom.
Well,
no,
don't do
but that
that because I was not comparing people who are relationship anarchists to being
No, but I'm
mentally.
saying no. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they have mental health. That's why I want to get it back to a
Mhm,
person who is a relationship anarchist
mhm,
who wants to start his own movement, or even but starting his own movement is kind of a contradiction. We kind of
mhm.
expose that, but I digress. But like I want to be that, and you told me that these love marriages don't work. You told me that, Launch. I'm
right, love
following you.
Well,
and
actually, I
business.
didn't tell you that. I said arranged marriages work. If you want to be technical, so I did
Oh,
Right.
you
not
said the
say
love
that.
marriages don't work. You said that.
Okay, we were in that context. What we were talking about was love marriage. Do you date for love or date for purpose? And
Right.
the solution was for people to actually get into the mind state of possibly either entertaining both or dating for purpose.
I don't want to do that. I want to
And
be
people are
different.
not people are already not doing that. Why does
No,
this
but I don't want
person
to be
think?
poly. I don't want to be polygamous. I don't want to be none of that. I
And
want
you
to
don't
be
want to
this.
be a swinger, and you don't want to be a swinger either, even though
No,
relationship
I don't want to be a
anarchy is
swinger.
describing a swinger dynamic.
Well, it's not because swingers are in a relationship, so they like married couple. They go deal with another married couple. We're saying like no.
There
I
are
have
elements to a swinger relationship that are evident in this relationship anarchy. You know what? You know what I
baby.
realized?
Listen, look. I
I
didn't make this
realized.
up.
I
I
realized. But this
I
is
read
the
the
okay. But a person on we're arguing something that a lady on Tumblr wrote an essay about.
yes.
We're validating this woman. What are her credentials, yo?
But we're
Who
not.
is this?
Whoa. I'm not validating her. I'm just trying to
We're
give.
having this conversation. Why? You know what I
We ha-
mean? Like,
you know why we're having this conversation, Lunch? Because
mhm,
you know that 5% of the people they are into alternative relationship styles, and there's many of them,
okay.
right?
Mhm,
Most of them fall under the poly umbrella, right? But there's many
mhm,
different ways of being in relation. It's crazy, right?
mhm.
Not that it's crazy for people to choose alternative. I'm not that type of guy, but I will say it's just a lot of different things that to know. That's what's crazy. The amount of things you need to know that's going on in the world, but they only represent 5%, and it's a growing trend of people going in the poly direction. So all I was saying is, hey, not that of course this scenario will always be in my opinion, and I could be wrong. Maybe the babies of the babies will change. I don't know, but I doubt it because monogamy gave us the best choice, or I'm sorry, the best prowess, so to speak, in terms of natural selection, because we know that monogamy and monogamous relationships is one of the main reasons why of course a lot of other things too, healthcare and stuff like that, but why the population grew to the level it did, like 7 billion people in like less than 100 years, or in about 100 years. So you don't get 7 billion people without some sort of course healthcare and things like that, but it really monogamous unions, you have greater chance for more offspring than you would with a polygamous sort of structure. So I'm team monogamy all day. All I'm saying is that I can if a person wants to be something else, this is the country, you could be something else. And
Okay.
then maybe you try it for a week and now you don't want it again. But so we all agree, including Kemi, that relationship anarchy is not the best choice or the better choice.
I'm not gonna say that. I didn't even say that.
No, we talking about, all right. So let's say you're single,
Hmm.
going at this for a while, you know, it's not working out for you. You tried it all, and then now you're like, you know what? Screw it. I just want to just have relationships with people and not even have relationships with them. I don't know.
Do you see the contradiction in that?
Crazy.
What it would be is, see, here's the thing. You
That's
have.
how. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Sherry.
Now, I was gonna say that's the reason why her bringing up the mental health part, because that's so healthy to do that. That's what the current climate is right now. I see
That
that a
was my
lot.
point. That's where I was getting at before Karan cut me off. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? You
I ain't
make
coming
perfect
between y'all.
sense.
Let me back it up.
No, it's not that type of energy. But rather it's just I get it. Like I agree with you. We have to address, because that's a contradiction. What you just said is a contradiction, Karan. Because people are doing, like, people fall back from relationships all the time, and then they might have, like, a casual um encounter with someone and then fall back. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
People are already naturally doing this.
can I say the studies that have been going on lately when it comes to older women and older men, they're not happy being alone and wasting all
Mm.
this time in their youth doing all of this anarchy behavior business. you know so when it comes to that, their mental health is really suffering, because who wants to die alone? Who wants to be alone in their house or in a nursing home with no care and all these things? So I don't know if that's the better choice. I know that's what
Mm.
people are doing because they just don't know how to get along with each other, which hinders the mental I think that, like what Launch was saying, go get yourself healed. Go get yourself in therapy, get yourself around positive people who want the same thing as you. Anarchy just cannot really be what we're heading toward in mass, although that is what's happening, but they're not happy with that.
Yeah, no, I don't think it could ever be a mass thing because we need laws and we need structure. Like you can't have a complete free for all with everyone doing it because then that's going to lead to chaos.
No, yeah, but I'm saying, like, with
Yeah.
this whole podcast future that we're in the podcast, and all of these podcasts always seem to land on relationship advice. And this is in mass what they're doing. In mass, it's happening. I could put on 100 different podcasts, and as soon as they come on talking about relationships, which we're talking about right now, is heavy,
Mhm.
heavy, heavy, heavy. But the thing is, even when we get the large panels and debates and stuff, it's still chaotic that these people don't even understand what they're doing, because there's not one page. I get that there's not one way to deal with things, but there is the what I think is missing is a level of morality. People want to be so all over the place when it comes to their own thought processes. But how can I, let's say I'm an individual and I'm trying to get with another individual, how can I get on the same page as you if I don't understand by what standards you're living by? This is why I'm very careful when people say, oh, I'm spiritual. What spirits are you following?
Right.
Like, I don't know what you're talking about. You could be leading me far astray from where I want to go, whether that
Mhm.
is religiously morality, or that I'm spiritual too. What if I'm trying to follow this spirit and you over here following this spirit?
I
So that's
respect.
that's creating the anarchy. Absolutely.
I respect it. Let me just say this to all those watching: I am just subjective. I do not believe in being a relationship anarchist, if that's even a term, or partaking in any relationship anarchy. No, I'm team monogamy all day. That's my personal choice. But I just saw it. I was doing some research and I was like, lady in 2012 wrote an essay, and I'm curious to know.
On
Actually, the first
Tumblr.
question, huh? On Tumblr. No, but I didn't see it on Tumblr. I saw it on actually doing keyword research on YouTube because this show was going to be about polyamory. But then I said, you know what? poly is not a new thing anymore. Everybody knows about poly. Let's talk about this relationship anarchy, and that's how I found it. I
I
wasn't
kind of
searching on Tumblr, but go ahead.
I was gonna say I kind of feel like this relationship anarchy is within monogamy and polygamy because again, still sometimes you don't know the thought process. So it's not like it's just some abstract idea that is separate. It's within those groups also. So
Yeah,
even like a lot of the time when I hear people talking about how their relationship should go, even when we were thinking about like a Kevin Samuels and his way of being in a monogamous relationship, there's anarchy in what he is spewing or what he was saying. But if you could get on that to me was good because it's a standard to go by. You can know exactly what you're getting involved with. Boom. If that works for you, be a part of that. If you can live by standards and follow that with some instruction, like the saying goes, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. But if you have
right.
standards and stuff, then it's something you can actually know how to operate, what this person's gonna do, how things are gonna evolve or not evolve. And that for me keeps things with peace. I'd rather live with the peace than the anarchy because sometimes things can get a little crazy, but that's okay. And as long as we have standards to check ourselves with, then we can rule by that.
Yeah, anarchy is it's what do you call that? It's like a fantastical type of that you cannot live without laws and structures and like it's not realistic. Like I'm gonna keep it 100,000%. That's why I don't think it's the better choice
I have a
because
question too. For the, I want to,
yeah,
maybe I do want to talk to one of these relationship anarchists because I want to know, like, what is the goal? What are you striving for?
You know what I think, Kimmy?
we give up
Because
a
I
full
was just
perspective.
thinking about it as well. And I feel like relationship anarchy is the comforting blanket to the brokenhearted who give up on love.
Probably, yeah. That sounds
Yes.
like that.
That's
Mm-hmm.
what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think. I think it's
I
like
think so.
a way
I
to
think so.
empower them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, but
Yeah.
it's a way to empower the I'm failing at every relationship. I'm always getting brokenhearted.
Do you guys
Mm-hmm.
remember
Oh, da
when
da da da.
Kevin Samuels was talking about people being together but separate?
Yes.
That
Mm-hmm.
is relationship anarchy.
In
Like
a
they're
sense,
they're in the
Yes.
same household, doing stuff with each other, but not actually in a relationship where it's solid between them. And it's not even polygamy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. And this is the for all those listening. I'll put the link in the description if you want to read this. But this is the Anarchist Library. Is the manifesto for relationship anarchy. It breaks down all the principles. But I think the goal is this last paragraph. Life will not have much structure or meaning without joining together with other people to achieve things. Constructing life together, raising children, owning a house, or growing together through thick and thin. Such endeavors usually needs lots of trust and commitment between people to work. Relationship anarchy is not about never committing to anything. It's about designing your own commitments with the people around you and freeing from the norms dictating that certain types of commitments are requirements for love to be real, or that some commitments, like raising children or moving in together, have to be driven by certain kinds of feelings. Start from scratch and be explicit about what kinds of commitments you want to make with other people. So it's kind of like a free range, free
Mhm.
flowing type. Oh, salute to Granny M Dawn for joining the panel. Let's go. We got a full panel tonight. This is what I like. But but as you can see, like it's about just like having no titles.
but it also says commitment. So I mean, that's something.
It is something. Listen, Kimmy, we know that this is a kind.
I
We
don't see
know that this
Dawn. I
is
don't
a
see
kind.
Dawn. Did she join the panel or she's just on YouTube?
No, she's on. She's on. She has her mic muted. She has
Oh, I don't
Oh,
unmuted.
see her.
sorry guys, I was letting the dog out.
No, it's
Oh yeah,
okay,
no
Dawn.
sweat. No sweat. No sweat. We just wanted to say hello. And
Hey.
we're talking about relationship anarchy.
Yeah,
This
I
is the
hear
better choice.
ya.
I want to
So
hear what Dawn is.
I know, I know.
So, um, I mean, listen, it's 2022, right? And I feel like well, first of all, I feel like cheating is wrong. Don't cheat. Like, you shouldn't have to cheat. Like, you need to be in a friendship, relationship, something kind of ship with somebody that y'all done discussed. Whatever you decided that y'all gonna do with your relationship. So if you decide, you and your partner or partners decide y'all want to be in this relationship and it's three of y'all, and y'all okay with that, and y'all taking care of bills and children and stuff, I ain't mad at you, right? But it's the lying part that I don't like. Don't
Right.
do something and not let me know. Give me the choice. Y'all know I'm big on choice.
Right.
Don't take my choice from me, right? So, I know a lot of people. I have a niece who has a boyfriend and a girlfriend, and they're all in a relationship together, and it works for them, right?
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
and, and they're I listen. If you like it, I love it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And they don't. It's like nobody has to sneak around. If one is at work, they know that possibly at home something's going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they not mad because when they come home and maybe all of them going to be doing something, or what, the other one leaves and now it's just those two. So for me, it's just about honesty. Give me the
Yes.
choice to say, listen, this is the type of person I am. I don't want to just be with one person. I have many tastes. And I am not the type of person to be settled down with one person. If you down with that, then we can move forward. If you're not,
Right.
nice to know you, and I'm moving on. So
Right.
Yeah. See, that definitely is polyamory when you
Mm-hmm.
have that structure, and I'm listen. I used to always say, "Hey, go polyamory, polyamory," to the point where launch is like, "Oh, you want to try that or something?" I'm like, "No," but if it means that people can live in their truth, why would I stop someone from doing it? For me personally, I can't do it. I'm a one-on-one type of guy. I'm team monogamy all the way, as I always say. But I'm not here to say that everyone is supposed to be monogamous. I don't think that that's a realistic outlook on the world. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because you've had all different types of relationship structures when you go throughout the history of humankind. Um, so yeah, I'm not here to try to convince or
Mm-hmm.
make someone feel that they supposed to be doing something that they don't
and the
want to do.
crazy, what the crazy thing is? There's a lot more people than not that are doing this. And it's lasting. Like, these relationships, because that's what they are. These new forms of relationship, and I don't say new because this has been going on. Think about um these what do you call them? And they have like they be off on those compounds. What do you call them? Uh
Polygamy? So my polygamy?
yeah, like, but you know how, like, the guy is normally a Caucasian man, he'll be like off on some ranch and have like 25 wives and
Yeah,
Like
that's
200.
the Jim
polygamy.
Jones thing.
Yeah.
That's polygamy.
So the
It's
thing
a
is,
cult.
this has
Oh,
been
you talking about the
going
cult?
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, stuff like that has been going on forever. Look
Mm-hmm.
about in Africa. As long as they can provide, they can have as many wives as they want. The same thing over in Saudi Arabia. So this ain't nothing new. The thing, what it is here in the States, is people don't want to have to do what they need to do to maintain these relationships. So my thing is, if you got 3 girlfriends and 8 kids, you need to be able to provide for those 3 girlfriends and them 8 kids. Y'all need,
Mm-hmm.
or at least all of y'all need to be coming to the table taking care of all the bills. But that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's all about sex, and that's not what it's about.
Right.
Yeah. No, good point. Good point. I mean, yeah, I think that you know you do have these alternative relationships, but in America, it's only 5%. Like most people have. I mean, of course, there's some people cheating and living secret lives and double lives. Of course, we know that. But the traditional standing relationship, you only have like 5% of people going outside of that. With these new relationships, and I'm saying
But
is
5%, 5%. That 5%, is that accurate?
it's the 5% is a mixed bag. So it's other than monogamous. So it could be poly, it could be this relationship anarchy, it could
Based
be
on surveys that people actually participated in, right?
You want me to
Exactly,
pull it
because everybody don't participate in them surveys and tell the
up?
truth.
I can pull it up. Hold on, give me a second. Y'all can
Because
talk. I'll pull it up.
because I know that statistics could be skewed to make it seem like it's only 5%, but of what number? Like of who? You get what I'm saying? Like, is
I get
it?
what you're saying. I'll pull it up. No
What if
problem.
there's
Give me a
actually?
second.
What if it's American society now is like it's more than 5%, because it
Um,
would account for people that haven't participated in that survey. Like, where are they pulling that
well,
information up?
remember,
And
you
think
have.
about it, if it's frowned upon, people aren't going to admit to it, right?
Right,
So just like back before gay marriage was legal, nobody was going to say that they was able to go over to Switzerland and got married and came back
right.
because it was frowned upon. But now it's not. So everybody, you know what I'm saying, is open with it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll pull it up. But if you remember the randomized of sampling
Sampling.
surveys, that represents the
Yeah.
entire population. Those surveys do represent the entire population. It's a methodology that goes into it. It's not just go to a website and fill out these questionnaires. Those surveys don't represent any real population because there's no randomized sampling. It's about giving the entire population a chance to partake in the survey. But that is a good question. Like, where did I get that from? I'll pull it up. I just gotta find it. I have so much stuff here. Yeah. But continue. I mean, any other thoughts? Right. How about this, Don? What are your thoughts on is cheating a mistake? Let's go there. Where you
Yes,
at?
yes, it's a mistake because why you gotta lie? And if you're not happy with me, leave. You
Is it a
causing
mistake
more
then?
Yeah, it's a mistake. It's a horrible mistake and it's disrespectful. It's
Maybe it's harsher
definitely
than
a
a mistake.
huh?
It's a mistake, as in you didn't know what you were doing and you
Oh no
accidentally
no
did.
no 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 not like that. No hell no. You know exactly what you're doing. Like I
Oh,
don't
okay,
get
okay,
that.
okay.
Oh, I went out with my boys and we got to drinking and I was so drunk and she was all up on me and before I knew it my penis found its way into her. No.
Right.
Hey, cheating is relationship anarchy.
I like that.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, no, I
like
don't think
that.
it's a mistake.
I
I
think
think anybody who cheats knows exactly what they're doing.
yeah, they should just clue in their partner. Like if you want to have an open relationship, just say
Mm-hmm.
that and let me make my decision if I want to have an open relationship with you. Cheating is by no definition a mistake. It's purposeful. I think so.
Yes,
So
And
it can
that's what
and
we find. Bro.
when you start cheating, now here y'all know I'm gonna bring this up. Now here we go with people thinking they in these committed relationships, and bam, they look up after they went to their yearly visit, and now they got HIV, chlamydia, syphilis.
oh, that's when it's really gonna be anarchy. It's over.
You know what I'm saying? So you just be honest. Like if that's what you want to do, do. And don't try to make it seem like you had lost your mind for 20 seconds and before you knew it, something happened. No. And I don't care about the liquor. I don't care about the weed. You had a piece of your mind to know to stop and don't do it.
Okay, so I have a Sage article attached to monogamy avoidance predicts willingness to engage, but not actual engagement in consensual non-monogamy. Right. So this is a Sage article written in 2011. Now I'm really relying on the source because they sourcing someone else. But it says here such open relationships are not limited to the famous. Approximately 4 to 5% of individuals identify themselves as part of C&M relationship, an arrangement in which all partners agree to have extra didact, romantic, and or sexual relationships. So that's where I got that 4 to 5% from. And they got it from these guys right here. And we could click on, we could try to follow the paper trail, but this they got it from the prevalence of consensual non-monogamy in general samples. That's where that number came from. So, but I know it's not the majority of the people. And I actually got another study I could pull up in a second, which talks about Americans, and this is a randomized sample study. It talks about how Americans feel about seeing them. So, just give me a second. I speak from sources all the time.
But I still wonder, like, I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna talk from my I statement. If I agreed to be in that type of relationship, I don't know if I would be willing to tell people. Only
In
because
2022?
no, I wouldn't. Because even people, we are judgmental society.
That's
And
true. That's
you know what
true.
I'm saying? If you ain't ready for the smoke, you're not gonna see it. You
That's
know
a
what I
fact.
mean? So it's
I
just like,
also feel like a lot of people aren't honest with themselves, even,
that
especially
too.
when taking these. So they may, because they may even feel they want monogamy, So they may like, nah, I'm not into relationship anarchy. Like, but you are.
And some of them do it. And so, okay, so here you go with this one. I'm in a relationship. I know he doing stuff on the side, but I'm not saying nothing. Matter of fact, I even know who the chick is. And she
Hmm.
know who I am. But neither one of us are saying nothing. And he just going back and forth.
It's crazy.
So that's sort of kind of the same thing too, right? Because you not saying nothing, she not saying nothing. Y'all seeing each other on a regular, but nobody's saying nothing. So it's happening, but you're not admitting that it's happening.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. We know about 20% of people who are in relationships are cheating. We know that. Like there's been many studies set, and they always it falls around that number, that 20%. So we know at least 1 in 5 is out there. You know what I mean? And
But
that's
then
a
I
lot.
feel like too, this goes back to the point where you were saying I understood the conspiracy theory part too, because a lot of the people who are doing that are skeptics, right? So they're in a relationship skeptical that this person could even love them. And there's a lot of people who are doing that. Maybe they're not unified together where it's culty, but just naturally because people are so crazy. I feel like in a capitalist society, we're just in a cynical world where there's no way out. So you just keep getting deeper. But when it comes to these people who are dating with this thought process with unhealed minds and all of this stuff, it kind of does feel like that. And they're skeptics in a relationship. This is the people who get themselves in a monogamous relationship and they are not even monogamous, creating subliminally relationship anarchy, period. And they do it too in polygamous relationships. I watched a few podcasts where like you hear the thought process of some of these people and they just sound alike, like time after time after time.
So
And then
so as
go
you can
ahead.
see on the screen, I got this study. This is from Relationships in America. This is a 2014 randomized sample survey. This is my go-to survey when I wanted to pull up anything on relationships in America. So as you can see, it talks about it's asking the question: are Americans open to polyamory? And you can see this little bar graph here. The what's that? Yellow, orange, whatever the color that is, bronze, is agree. The red is neutral and the black is disagree. So if you look at the chart, most people disagree. Some people are neutral, and very few people actually agree with the polyamory lifestyle, right? And especially if you're religious, in the religious sector is even more people disagree with it. And if you look at the last one, when you get to the atheists is like the only ones, the agnostics, the atheists, and the nothings. They're the only ones that actually agree with polyamory more than they disagree with it.
Polyamory again is when women have multiple partners.
No, it's when
Both,
it's
right?
polyamory. It's like you can have multiple relationships. So you can have a husband, you can have a boyfriend, you can have a girlfriend. You can
Irregardless of your sex, you
Sex.
just
Okay.
open to
Yeah.
love.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
also you could have you could have one relationship where it's a homosexual relationship, another relationship where it's a marriage, a heterosexual marriage. Yeah, it's like that kind of you can structure your
And
relationship.
that one right there, Koron, is starting to be a thing that's happening.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
Women,
trending upwards.
yeah, women being willing to stay with a man who has told them that he's bisexual.
Yeah, yeah, it's trending upwards. Like I said that before you even got on. I said that these
Do y'all think that's a thing because they're saying that there's a shortage of good men?
I think
Straight
people
men.
just want to do what they want to do. Like we see so
Yes.
much what you call it, pansexual conversation. You can love anybody, be with any, anything.
Right.
So I feel like that's trending a lot. I don't know if there's not a shortage of good men. I would hope not.
Man, depending on what city you live in. Now, different cities definitely have different populations, but America is pretty much 1 to 1. It's like 51% woman, 49 point something percent men. So it's
And
not
then you
really a
have everything in between, like who they that identify as gay, straight, and all of
right,
that.
exactly.
Transgender, yeah, and things are changing so quickly. Far as the diaspora of what you fall under, it's like I talk to people all the time, and they're like, I don't know, everybody seems to, like, and these are women that I'm talking to, like, I almost feel like this is what they're saying. I almost feel like I'd rather them tell me because then I know what I'm dealing with instead of them sneaking off doing it and I don't know. Now, me personally, I don't listen. I don't know. If no. And listen, let me tell you something I didn't tell you on the last podcast.
Okay.
I've been married to a man and I'm now married to a woman who I'm not even with anymore, but we still married. So it ain't like I got nothing against the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
I'm saying is my choice. If I'm gonna be with a man, you need to be straight. Simple as that.
How
You
did
know?
okay? I'm very curious because I have this conversation quite often with my friend Neek, and
Where is he? Where is he? You ain't
he's
seen him.
he just got off work. He changed his work schedule, so now he's more tired in the nighttime.
Oh,
So he's
okay.
working mornings now. But my question is, because we debate about this all the time, how, not that we're coming at you, but it's just curious because we have the conversation amongst ourselves. Is it fair to say that he has to be straight, but I know it's your preference, but on a general standard, is it fair to say that the guy must be straight, but you can be bisexual?
No, well, here's the thing. When I'm with a man, I'm with a man. So I don't consider myself, and here's that thing too. I don't consider myself heterosexual, bisexual, or a lesbian. I consider myself, I like what I like when I like it.
Pansexual then.
Listen, I don't put no label on myself.
And that's the thing
You
that
know what I'm
America does.
saying?
They
So
put mhm.
my choice, right? Just like people have a choice if they want to date me in my situation. My choice is that you are a heterosexual man.
Mhm.
I don't have nothing against gay men. Love them to death. But I don't want my man being with a man. Now,
Mhm.
if I'm in a relationship with a man, because I'm gonna be with that person that I'm with, I'm not about to sneak off and go be with a woman. Now I'm gonna be honest and say, yes, I've been with women, married a woman, all that. But if
Mhm.
me and you in this relationship is me and you, same thing as when I'm with a woman, I'm all into that woman. It's
So
all
so
And
so
I
would
get
you
that.
so
But
Oh,
would
then
sorry,
you
go ahead.
consider
he's saying the
yourself
same thing, that even though he's into men, when he's with you, and he's not sneaking off
but
no
if
more.
you tell me that
it's over?
my choice, listen, here we go with choice. Give
Yeah.
me the choice.
Yep.
My choice would be thank you, but no thank you. Just
Right.
the same way somebody can say that to me with my status or with me saying that I've been with a woman. It's a choice.
Right.
Okay, and so my other question to that too is that, like, I get that you could fully be with a man if you're in a relationship with a man, but you will still come across finding yourself attracted to women, right?
I mean, because I'm attracted to anybody that I'm just attracted to, but just because I find a person cute don't mean you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I
and
know.
Mhm.
and here's the thing, I ain't gonna say it to him.
Right.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So if I don't know that he's been with men and we out somewhere and he sees somebody and I don't know, I'm not gonna know that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So I would rather you be
but
honest with
here,
me though.
yeah. But what if all right? What if there's a man who really likes you and he really wants to pursue you, and he may actually be bi? So you expect him to keep a secret?
No, listen, I'm
No,
gonna
No.
she's
tell
not
y'all
gonna
a
deal with
story. This literally just
Honesty.
No,
happened.
he doesn't want to tell her though. He doesn't want to tell you because he knows that if he told you, you wouldn't talk to him.
Well, listen, I'm about to tell you a story. 6
Uh-huh.
months ago, met a guy. We was kicking it, and like 3 months in, he was like, I really like you, and I want all my cards on the table, and I got something to tell you, and I know. And we had never had this conversation about if a man was gay, or we never had this conversation. And he was like, one night, back when I was using like 16 years ago, I had sex with a transsexual, and I was like, oh, thank you for telling me. But I'll never do that again. Okay, thank you for telling me. And I don't think we talked anymore after that.
But he knew it was a transsexual?
Yes.
Oh wow.
And listen, I ain't mad at him. Thank you for telling me. Thank you for being honest with me. Because guess what? Now I have a choice.
No,
Right.
that's respectable. That would save a lot of heartache in the future.
Listen,
You
and
don't
I
have to.
respect him. I respect him, Koron.
Yeah.
Because
No, you're not a
that's
bad. Listen,
hard for a man to tell a woman that he's been with a transsexual or a man. That's hard. I get it. I
yeah,
respect it.
you're not a bad person when you tell someone no. I mean, I think that it's great because it prevents future possible toxic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I will say, or I do my question I would like to ask is, if your man, who's a heterosexual man, if he says, hey, he knows that you may have some attraction for women. If he goes to you and say, hey, I want to consider either a poly lifestyle or maybe engage in a threesome or something like that, would you be open to that? Or you just want monogamy?
So I'm gonna say now, no. I did that years ago, and it didn't work for me because
Mm.
I'm jealous. And as soon as I thought he was paying more attention to her, it was a wrap. We almost got to fighting in the bedroom. So yeah, no, for me that don't work.
Copy.
But for some
I
people it
respect
works.
it.
But for me,
I
it
respect
don't
it.
work because I'm jealous. Whoever I'm with you. And if you pay attention to anybody else more than you paying attention to me, I have
It's
a
a
problem
problem.
with that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
I
but I have
respect
a question because I think I want to expound on what I think Sherry was saying.
it. Okay.
If you meet a guy and you guys are going strong, you in this for, let's say, let's make up a number, 7 years. Y'all been going 7 years strong. You met him and you thought he was honest with you. He's saying he's a straight heterosexual man. Y'all going in for 7 years. All of a sudden you find out somehow that he wasn't, or he tells you, he comes out and says, hey, I just didn't want to tell you because I thought you were I thought you were gonna like not be with me. But you're in this for 7 years. You absolutely are head over heels for this man, loving this man. He's never cheated with anybody or anything emotionally, nothing. Like literally picture perfect. What do you do at this point?
For me, I'm out because in today, if that happened today, because I already have trust issues. So you lied to me. And I'm coming in a relationship letting you know, listen, A, B, and C, I'm a very open person. Even before my diagnosis, I'm an open book. So if I tell you in the beginning, I need you to tell me everything. I don't want nothing to come up. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm looking all stupid. Because to me, like, people know now I'd have been running around here looking like an idiot. Give me again, I'm huge on choice. So no, it would probably end like it would hurt, I'm sure, and it might not end in that moment, but that right there would be the cut in the sheet. Like, you lied to me.
Mm-hmm. So you're leaving because of the lie.
The lie. I don't take my choice. My choice was already taken away from me 16 years ago. So I'm huge on that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
That is a good
Wow,
point.
good
I
stuff. I
think
mean,
people should always have the choice, but that's what keeps the relationship not with anarchy. If people were transparent and could manage to stay transparent, then we would have success. But doing the different things, and sometimes we do things that we don't even know creates the foundation for the other to keep a secret. So, like, for instance, if I really really like you, I may still try to pursue you, even though I'm not talking about me, I'm just saying in general, because you're saying from the perspective you were talking about, Dawn, as far as if you knew that the guy was bi, you would not move forward. But
right.
again, if the person is highly attracted to you and like maybe you attend to him, I'm keeping that secret. I don't see it any other way.
Wow, that's wow. That's crazy.
And
If
I'm
you keep
I
sure
that,
see that
that
all
people
the
have
time.
done
That's how
that.
we have that. What'd you say?
I said, and I'm sure that people have done that. Not, I'm saying personally to me, but I'm sure that's why secrets are kept, because people, like you said, you're my 10, but I got this one thing that I know that you is not gonna go for, but I'm perfect in every other aspect. So if I feel like I could keep this secret, then that's what I'm gonna do. But secrets always come out.
right?
That's a fact. Secrets do always come out, but I feel like, heading on a conversation now. Let's just say that you also found the person attractive and everything else is in order, right? The person is telling you face forward that, they are liking both genders. Um, wh- why for you would that be? I'm just curious to know, why is that something that's just a absolutely no? I know it's your preference, but I'm just curious to know why no.
I don't know. I don't know. It's something about two men being together that just makes my skin crawl. And I love
Mm.
gay men, but sexually, me thinking about a man I'm about to be with, knowing that he may have, I can't.
I understand that, actually. I do. Because
But what do
and
you
this
what do
is
you
where
think about yourself? I'm sorry.
I think people, I've had Christian men, when I have told them about me being with women, the same conversation has happened. I've gotten the it's against God, and how could you? And that's, this, I've had somebody tell me I was disgusting. Not
Mhm.
even, now, I didn't told them I'm positive. They was okay with that. But once I told them that I've been with a woman, that was the icebreaker. And I respect it. I don't know. I guess for me, because of my things I've been through in my life, I just, I want and like what I like, and I respect anybody for wanting and liking what they like. And when you tell me I'm not your cup of tea, I'm okay with that.
Right. That's why I always
Okay.
say it goes back
Okay.
to, the right person, right time, wrong time. So the minute someone tells you they could be the greatest person in the world, you could think like, oh man, this person is a 10. But the minute they tell you that you have a characteristic or quality that they don't want to deal with, then they automatically become the wrong person. Because if you expect someone to change, now it's one thing if they say, like, you know what, I'm gonna, revisit it and change. That's different. But if you're trying to lie, be deceptive, and force the issue, that's only going to make it worse, because eventually it will come out, and it's just not gonna work in the way you want it to work.
Right.
So
I
I,
think my
you
only
know,
reason for
that's
asking
fine.
that though is like, okay, so like you guys have the conversation in the beginning and he says that he's this, but just like how you say when you're with a man, you can be 100%. Suppose he says the same thing. I no longer want to be with men while we are together. And that if that does arise, that he feels the urge, then maybe you guys break way.
Yeah, but I mean that's Dawn's choice. She,
I know, I get it. I'm just saying because I'm just trying to like wrap my mind, not just Dawn,
And
like
it's probably sounds very hypocritical. I get that point of it too, right? But again, it always comes back to me, choice.
I mean, to
yeah,
be honest, like there's certain aspects where people can, sound hypocritical. Like one such example would be women who require the man that they're dating to not have children, but they have kids. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like it's not really alien or irregular for Dawn to have that perspective per
No,
se,
no, no. And this, although I'm asking Dawn this question because I don't know anyone else personally, and so I just
like
decided to
that,
ask
right?
here. But
Oh no,
And
you
it's a
yeah,
good
good.
question.
It
It
is a good
is.
question.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and
If we
and
if
you
we
know,
learn anything from Dawn, she can handle the tough questions.
Yeah,
cool.
man. We love Dawn.
Yeah, salute to
Yeah.
Dawn.
So yeah, like in general, I think that like I've never really had this conversation, but not that I feel like I was being judgmental. I'm always open to understanding it, but I think for there's so many guys who have this situation, and I just empathetically, where do they go? Because I feel like
Mm.
they're always hiding and lying if they can't tell it to a woman who is straight or who is of both genders also. Meanwhile, they like both too.
but I think
Well,
there's a lot of
Mm.
people out there that will accept them.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Just like people don't think that there's a lot of men and women who would accept me as being an HIV positive woman. But
Mm.
there's more than you would think.
Right.
Now, they may not be screaming it on the rooftops.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
So
not
on a
saying that
one to
they're
one.
ashamed, but there are people that are HIV positive. I want to say 85% of them that are in relationships with people who are negative.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
again, everybody has their choice, but then there's that population too that's like, hell no.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with them because guess what? That's their choice.
Yep. And
You
that's
know what
the
I mean?
wrong
Like
people for
if
you.
I could have had the choice 17 years ago, I don't know what my decision would have been if he told me he was positive. I don't know if I'd have said yes, I'll stay. No, I don't. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But the choice was taken from me, and so maybe that's why I'm so big on that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, 17 years ago, I don't know if this conversation we're having right now, if it would have been different. Because look, remember I said I threesome is not going down, but I
Right.
did it before and I didn't like it.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm just so dead set on it, and maybe it's because I work like I don't know. I just and I think I feel okay saying it too because I know that there are people that are willing to be in those types of relationships. You have women who are okay with being with a transgender man who's, I guess they say they're a lesbian, but they're a trans man.
Right.
So you know what I
Yep.
mean? Like these relationships are happening. So I don't feel like they alone. They ain't gonna never be with nobody. No,
Right.
I'm
There's
the
always gonna
only
be someone
one.
out there. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
always
it's
gonna be
somebody
someone
for
out there.
everybody.
Yeah, that's a fact. It literally. I used to think that that wasn't true, but when you really break it down, like I told you, it's basically 1 to 1 in this country, and you have all different types of alternative sexualities. I mean, you could find someone that desires what you want. Um,
Hmm.
and I think that we need to focus on just dealing with that right person for us. Like Dawn say, her philosophy. Let's put it out all on the table. What is the cards you want? Like that game that I recommended to Neek. Remember that game? We're not really strangers. I think that's a game that people need to play because that game will bring out those questions, those needed questions, and bring you guys closer, right? And you know, it's all about getting to know each other and just living in your truth. If more people did those things, of course, listen, we're always gonna have people that's gonna lie and cheat and do. But if we can help individuals on a small scale, I think that that's what's needed in this world, and that's one of the reasons why we do this podcast. To try to help give some insight. Dawn has a unique experience. Sherry has a unique experience. Kimmy has a unique experience. I have unique experience in launch. So, it's about just sharing our stories and seeing where we're coming from and talking about things like this. Because a lot of people, and I'm glad Dawn, you kind of agree with us because I was like, because we all had a consensus that cheating is not a mistake. So you was like, it is. I said, really? But I get where you were coming from. You actually was coming from our angle. You just was looking at the term mistake a little differently from how we
Yeah,
see it.
until you reset it, and then I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah. So that's what it is. We just don't want to give the cheaters no way out because they're not living in their truth, and we don't promote that. We
and
promote
that's the
people.
key thing right there.
Yeah.
Live in your truth.
Live in your truth because we know cheaters. They're not wearing condoms, right?
Nope.
A lot of STDs out here. So now you're doing these secret relationships, and then more than likely, a lot of them probably not even getting tested. So you don't
Yeah.
even know your status, and you around here living this crazy life, um, and
And
we
people
need to.
come into our clinic all the time who have been married for years,
Mm,
and they start feeling something, and they come and get tested, and they are so blown aback because they just don't understand the person that comes in, how that they're testing positive when they've been in this marriage for 20 years. Well, I tell people all the time, if you ain't with somebody 24/7, you don't know what they doing when they outside of your eyesight.
good point. It's a good
And
point.
everybody think that their partner is not going to do something. You can't say what somebody's not going to do. You hope and pray that what you got is just us. But I
Right.
tell people, you just don't know. And 9 times out of 10, what was I was watching a show one time, and I don't know what it is, or maybe it was a movie. I don't know. But the guy was bisexual. He didn't tell his wife, and he would not use a condom because he felt like if he used a condom, that was admitting that he was cheating and he was
Oh,
gay.
God.
Oh
So
no.
he refused to use a condom for that particular reason because that was
Mm.
saying that what he was doing was wrong. So now he doing that, and then
Gee.
he was going back home to his wife, and he did bring his wife something. So
Mm.
again, and it's not always the man.
Sheesh.
Women do it too.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
women do it too. And that's the problem. People out here doing all this stuff instead of being honest, and now you putting people's lives at risk. And I'm huge on like, don't do that.
Trying to understand Trav's question. What
Yeah.
if?
That's a good question. And that person is just evil and a gaslighter. He says, what if it's the cheater's truth that it is okay to cheat and hide? That person is just lethal.
Mm,
I
Like,
don't know what you would do with somebody like that. They're rogue.
very.
that's crazy. Like that's.
But there's people out
Yeah.
there like that, though. There's lethal people out there like that.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
the
That's true.
it though. Like for real. I feel like, like I was saying earlier, within the poly relationships, that person is in a poly relationship and masking.
Hmm.
That person who is like, why would you cheat? Like and think that it's okay. You're not
That's
keeping your partner
crazy.
informed.
Well,
To
that's just
cheat.
like
Yeah.
somebody cheating and then on top of cheating know that they're positive and they not taking a medication and infect somebody, back to my story, and then tell me when I find out I'm positive, oh well, somebody did it to me, so I guess we could just be together. The fuck is
Oh
Jesus.
my.
wrong with you? What
That's
what is
crazy.
going on in your brain?
Don, your
Yeah,
story is so
they,
scary.
they think to you, oh well, we're gonna be together forever anyway. But you
Yeah,
didn't
like,
really
so
cheat.
it's almost to the same thing of what Travis's question is. It's because they, like, I don't know what's going on in their brain.
There are rogue
Listen,
people like that. They are
in
very
my
bad
story,
minded rogue people.
facts. In my story, my father was a Rolling Stone. Two. There's two groups of us. Me and my older brother. We are 1 month apart, and he was with my mom and with his and he was cheating all the way along. So I have three siblings later on down the family line that are the same age also. So
Oh,
the fact that he thought like he's the person that, what if the truth is that you can hide and cheat and do all of that stuff. That's exactly what happens. And it's crazy telling this story to people that I have a brother who's the same age as me. Every time I get wide eyes.
oh my God.
Yeah. So I mean, aside
To
from that, this is naturally, I can't say naturally, but this is what happens. Like I know I have a lot of friends who have who similar situations, especially when you come from different cultures. They think that it's okay.
Yep.
so to Trav, I want to answer Trav's question because see, Trav has um some sort of religious perspective. I'm not gonna say Christian perspective because he didn't like when I said that last time. And so like when people have a different lifestyle from him, he can't really relate, right, so to speak.
Yeah, but
So
that
my
has
thing is
nothing to do with his question. He says, if it's okay for somebody to live in their truth, how can you tell them they are wrong? That's a valid
exactly.
question that has nothing to do
There-
with his religious or
No, it
There's
kind of does because I know Trav. It kind of does
okay,
yeah,
because
but
break it down.
be
living in the truth would be like, okay, so if we in a poly relationship, that's me living in my truth. He wants to know like how can I tell him that it's wrong to be in that poly relationship based on what his that's the angle to the question.
That's not what I get from that.
So what
Yeah,
do
I
you get
think he's saying if it's okay to live in your truth, you
What if,
can't.
because remember, it piggybacks on the first question that he
Yeah,
asked, which is, how do you tell someone who believes, how do you tell the cheater,
that
right,
they're wrong if
that
they
they're
believe in
wrong if
cheating,
they
basically.
believe that that
so
they're
but either way he's misinterpreted like okay. When we say living your truth, we're talking about like what Don was saying,
Yeah, he's hiding
letting
it. He's not
someone
telling
know
you.
if if you have HIV, you let them know that hey, you take your medication, you can't spread it, da 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 da, right? That's living. He's mixing up living. Trust me, there's a mix up here. I know Trav.
I
There's
didn't
a
get
mix
any
up
mix
there.
up. No, that's a great question. I didn't get any
No,
mix up.
but the term living in their truth, we're not using it in that way.
Trav, come on, man. Come on,
We're
come on.
not we're not using it in that way. You see what I'm saying, Launch? Because we said living in your truth a whole lot tonight.
Yeah, we did, but I get what he's saying, and it's a good question to ponder
Can I say
because I
something?
think I think I think somebody living in their truth. I think this is how we qualify this, Trav. Someone, everyone should live in their truth. Live in their truth because you're basically saying, well, a cheater is living in their truth if they believe that it is
A cheater
okay
is not
to
living in
lie,
his truth. He's not living in his truth. He's
if
not.
it's okay to lie and to hide it, right?
No, that's not living in your
But
truth.
that's not even you hiding something. You admit, well,
It's
that's
not
a
living in
good,
your truth. You're a
Yeah,
yeah.
cheater.
if
The
you're
question
You're
has
a
hiding
nothing
liar.
to
it,
do
if
with
you're
religion.
I feel like the thing is holding the person accountable at all times. So the question that he had just posed when the later part of the question, um, how can you tell them that they're wrong? You don't tell them that they're wrong, but you hold them to what it is that they have now presented. So
absolutely.
they're even if they're presenting hypocrisy, no problem. Just know that that's your position. So you can't tell them that they're wrong, but I'm just gonna hold you to that because that's the last thing that you said. That's now what you identify with. No problem.
Mhm.
Listen, I'm gonna tell him like this: if this is the cheater's truth that it's okay to cheat and hide it, and I find out, I'm gonna tell them that they're wrong. Simple. You're wrong, bro. If you're a cheater and you believe that it's true for you to cheat and hide it, me as your friend, your homie, whoever, I'm gonna tell you that you're wrong.
But in
That's
that,
how I
in that, in that also too, this is like the scarlet letter, right? You're now isolated because not only is we're looking at an individual, but on a general level too. If you're the common denominator, so now too, people will know, you're the cheater, you're the liar versus what it is that you're showing. Maybe you have a lot of kids to show for it. Maybe you have kids that are the same age to show for it. Maybe your baby mama done put you on blast. Maybe you done put yourself on blast. You're isolating yourself. And that's
hmm
okay. But that's how we can be able to say by our own observation outside of that person that this person is wrong. Just looking at what the facts are.
Trav, Trav, it's not just about living in your truth, but it's also informing others of your truth when you interact with them, where it
exactly.
counts. I think that that's how we answer your question. I
Yeah,
think because you actually raised a good question that caused me to think. So I think that it's not just about living in your truth because in all actuality, your truth is your truth, and you do not have to explain it to anybody unless there's a conversation to talk about what my truth is and what your truth is, right? So technically, who's going to know your personal truth if you don't communicate it? Nobody. So I think there's two parts to it.
yeah,
When
but you
dealing with
could be a
people with
dirtbag.
when
He's
dealing
a
with
dirtbag.
cheaters, right? Somebody who is a cheater in a relationship out the gate is starting off wrong. So they're not going to admit they're not going to admit
Mhm.
that they believe cheating is right.
Right.
They're not going to admit that because they're
No.
cheaters. And
Right.
the aspect of cheating is hiding what you do. So there's nothing to it. It kind of cancels each other out.
Exactly. They're dirtbags. That's what I'm saying. They're dirtbags. So
That's a
at
great
the
question, though.
at the end of the day, right? I mean, that's why I'm so hard on cheaters because they're not living in their truth, for the most part, unless they confess right after they do it that they cheated, which still makes them a dirtbag because we already know that we're married, we took vows, we know that we're not supposed to commit adultery. We know that. So why are we trying to, play these games? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but listen, man, we've been rocking for a good 2 hours. This has been a great show. I'd like to give everybody on the panel, the last word. You could touch on any of the topics. Is relationship anarchy better or is it cheating a mistake? We could go around. Who wants to go first?
Listen, cheating. Cheating is not a mistake. we understand that it's a choice that one makes. It's not an error in judgment. I believe everyone knows the implications of cheating. They
Right.
know the devastation that it causes. They know that the trust can be broken in a relationship, because to cheat on someone is to cheat someone out of a
Right.
promise, or an initial perspective, or an initial understanding, right? Or the
Mm-hmm.
choice to leave. So with that being said, cheating is not a mistake. And I think people overall need to hold themselves accountable and stop, stop going under this umbrella that, oh, I made a mistake, and understand that it was a choice, and be comfortable with the choice that you made.
Right.
Um, and be willing to heal from that
Yeah.
if necessary.
100% agreement. 100% agreement.
Um,
Who? Yeah,
I
Sherry.
I would say while my position is that cheating is not a mistake, I have, known people who pathologically, just like the mental part that you gave, that we talked about earlier, is so
Mm-hmm.
heavily involved that for them, even the cost of losing someone, that they're cheating on, that they may actually even love, right? They
Mm-hmm.
don't, the value, or I don't know what is the blockage for valuing the relationship more, greater than this quote unquote mistake. But I'm not saying that that's right. That does create anarchy in the relationship, and also in that own person, in their own
Hmm.
mind, because that's a chaotic mind to not know, or plan for the future in any way. Um, it would seem like the light is very distant at the end of that tunnel. But yeah, as far as my thought process is, yeah, cheating is not a mistake. It is a choice. Some people are, it's known to them. Some people, I still feel like it's not known to them, because they may not even really know what love is. So when we get to the anarchy part, I do feel like we should try our best to move away from that and really, invest our time, if we're not getting it on a general government level, for payment of taking care of our mental health.
Mm.
Let's talk to our
Good stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, cheating is not a mistake. People know exactly what they're
takes.
doing. But
Mm.
again, I think, people need to always give somebody a choice in whatever they're doing. And I can't tell you what you're doing is wrong or how you want to do it is wrong. But what I can say is that I have the right to have a choice
Right.
whether I want to do what you're doing.
That's a
Right. And
fact.
so, telling me you got too drunk one night and it just happened is not gonna go for me. So, and far as I'm not gonna say anything on the anarchy because I wasn't here for the beginning of that, so I'm not
Oh
right.
yeah.
So yeah,
No
that's
sweat.
that.
No sweat. So first off, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Kimmy. She said she had to run a little bit early, and of course, my executive producer, Launch Pro, and also salute to Trav in the chat. Always, causing the ruckus. But I love Trav. That's my man. He always holds us down. Final words on the topic. The first one is cheating a mistake. We pretty much all agree on that. We found that cheating is not a mistake. I actually tried to be objective. I actually tried to, um, trying to come up with ways of looking at it as maybe it could be a mistake. But then, basically, what I found, I definitely cheating is not something that can be justified as a mistake. So we know that you cheat for two reasons. You either cheating to establish some sort of connection, or you're cheating because you're just promiscuous and you want to have your cake and eat it too. So with that mind state, those are deliberate things, deliberate actions that you are fully aware of the gravity of your actions. So definitely avoid cheating, live in your truth, get counseling. I'm not for just ending relationships just like that. But if you need to, maybe try to make steps to get out of your relationship if you can't rectify the problems. As far as anarchy, man, I just wanted to stir the pot because this last topic would have been about, would have been about polyamory, which we wound up talking about anyway. But polyamory is no longer, a new fresh thing. So I wanted to come with something that was a little different. And relationship anarchy is a new thing. And basically, for those who may have came in late, relationship anarchy is basically uh, some sort of a relationship without any titles. There's no husband, there's no wives, there's no poly, there's no nothing. We're just two individuals connecting with love or whatever we want to call it, but let's not put any names on it. Let's not call it a relationship. Let's not do none of those things, right? And the original question I had was going to be, before I said is the better choice. I was just trying to play around with the people that got on me for the love relationships in the other episode, but I don't think it's a better choice because anarchy can never work. You need organization and structure. You need that. So anarchy is like the opposing view, right? Oh wow, the Unique is in the chat. Salute to Unique. Why we don't like titles anymore, brother? You're gonna have to go back and rewind. We definitely did a great job breaking it down, man. And I just want to know honestly, like the future, because we know that these consensual non-monogamous relationships are definitely trending upward. So I was just curious to know, like, maybe this was an alternative. I don't think no one on the panel would agree with this being the better choice. So, that's okay. But I do want to say to Sherry and Unique, I'm glad you're here. I really want that debate, sir. I want to debate, is monogamy natural? I need you to respond right now in the chat. When can we do it? Sherry, you need to set this up. He said monogamy is not natural. I'm sitting here reading all of my sources.
Who
I'm
said
like,
that's
yo,
not natural?
a Unique.
Oh, he's wilding.
I need this debate, man. I look, it's not. Listen, I know you
He's
busy, you got a new
crazy.
schedule. Listen, you busy, you got a new schedule at work. I need this debate, sir. You
For
pick
the
a time in
sole
the calendar.
purpose that you can only get pregnant one time at a time, like literally in the act.
Hey
That means
Sherry,
that
don't give out the sauce right now. Don't give out the sauce. You
Sorry.
already you already lost. But yo, Unique, I need this debate, man. We need to let me see what Travis said. Travis said, "Do I have to get on my brother Unique again?" Yes. See, and Travis on my side too, so you know you lost. So we definitely need to set this debate up, brother. You let me know when you're ready, and it don't have to be on the Thursday night. We could do it on any other night that you have freedom
Oh
to
my
get on.
gosh, we missed you guys launching Koron. Oh shoot, it's been
Yeah,
so.
we
It felt like a long
definitely
time.
miss you guys. Definitely miss you guys. But I definitely need this debate. So this is on record on episode 9. So with that being said, have a great night, y'all. It's been a
Thank
great
you.
show. And Unique, I'm gonna hold you to it. We gonna talk. I'm in your DMs. We gotta set it up.
I would love that. I would love to see that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Two
yes.
great minds coming together.
Yes, yes, yes. It's all love and fun. I just been waiting to debate this topic for a while now, for about 3 years. About three
Yes.
years I've been waiting for someone to come up. So
Oh, you got the right people. All
yes,
right.
yes, yes. Look, how many hours? Bro, we wrapping it up, sir. This
Two and
is
a
the
half.
end. This is the end, man. But I appreciate you for coming and tuning in. Even though it was a little too late towards the end, but that's fine. Definitely could run it back.
All
This was
right,
a great
y'all.
show. So all right.
Yeah.
Have a
Good
great night,
night.
y'all. Stay
Bye bye.
blessed.